man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
All right, let's talk about the lightweight division. We got some things going on behind the scenes, rumor-wise, so let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And it stems with Devin Haney, all right? Devin Haney has yet to send Yuriorkis Gamboa the contract to fight on DAZN. Devin Haney is expected to get $2 million for the Gamboa fight. So nobody knows why, or that I talked to knows why the contract has not been sent to Gamboa. Maybe the DAZN hasn't approved the funds. We know in the original Fortuna fight, when Eddie Hearn sent the offer to Fortuna, DAZN didn't approve the funds that Eddie Hearn gave to Fortuna. And this is before the pandemic, so maybe the DAZN hasn't approved the funds for the Fortuna and Devin Haney fight that has been tentatively set for October 3rd, I believe it is. It was supposed to be the same day as the Charlo card was at September 26th, but also you got that UFC card with Khabib on there. So I guess they was like, that's too crowded, let's move to October 3rd. So nobody knows why Devin Haney isn't or hasn't sent the contract over to Gamboa. Maybe, the response that him and Bill got and Eddie got hasn't been really good for the fight. And maybe they're looking at alternative, opponents, all right, or options. So it's from that standpoint, I guess everything has been agreed upon. They haven't just sent the contract over from Devin Haney's end of the thing. So I do know he's supposed to be getting $2 million for that fight, and that's steep for a fight that nobody's interested in. And maybe that's why the DAZN is saying, like, okay, maybe we don't want to do this fight. We're not going to bring a return. Devin Haney is not a household name in casual boxing world. In hardcore boxing, he's a very, very good household name. But I don't think nobody is buying his own for one night or 1 month only to see Devin Haney take on Yuriorkis Gamboa. And right now, they just ain't sent the contract over to Gamboa. And Gamboa is pretty much weighing other options right now. Now, could that financially be the best option for Gamboa? Who knows? I guess it would be, because Al Haymon only sent his fighters over there for damn near or over across the street for career high paydays. So Gamboa must have a really good offer to go over there and fight Devin Haney. If Devin Haney getting $2, he at least getting somewhere from $700,000 to $1 million to come fight Devin Haney. Now, could they be looking at other options for Devin? I mean, I would say basically if it was Gary Russell, Al would know something. And they probably would say, well, they negotiating with Gary Russell because all Gary Russell negotiations go through Al Haymon. And they can say, oh, we got a business partnership. I'm not signing Al. He has a lifetime connection with Al. As far as business partners, like I said before, Al won't let him go anywhere else. And if he do, he said he's going to make it bad for him. That's what I heard for somebody close from that situation. So it ain't Gary Russell. So I don't know. Could it be Richard Comey? Would Top Rank do something with Richard Comey? I mean, would it be him moving up in weight? I mean, who knows at this point? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is for Devin Haney, or is they having some issues, writing up the contract, or they talking to other people? We don't know. But I have heard that Gamboa has offers on the table to fight Adrien, Broner, and Rollie, Romero, okay? And let's start off with Romero. I don't know who that is. Got to be the mailman. All right. Romero. Sorry for the dogs. But this dude, the small dog go crazy for no reason. But, yeah, Romero does not want to give Jackson Marinez a rematch. So that's the issue right there. So he's not trying to give him a rematch. I heard this last night when I got in from Benny Hannes for birthday dinner, man. Woo, Benny Hannes banged last night. But, yeah, basically he don't want to give Jackson Marinez a rematch. And, I mean, we all knew that. Even if the WBA ordered it, I'm not sure if he had dropped the belt where Floyd paid him for the rematch to go away, or where he paid Jackson Marinez not to, oblige in the rematch. I'm guessing that's what they're going to do. Floyd throw his money around. And now that he can be in the running for a Gamboa fight, my whole thing is this. If you think you beat the guy, once you fight him again, even though he shouldn't even have to fight him again, they should have changed that win They should have changed that to a Jackson Marinez win and Ronaldo Romero loss. Romero is garbage. He trash. He can't fight. No, he can't box. He can't do nothing. He need to go take his money he made in boxing and go pick up a trade, go back to school. He's absolutely the worst boxer I've seen as a co-main event in my life. Real talk. I seen like kids with better boxing ability than him. Trash. You know what I'm saying? And he going around parading around, you know, like he won the fight. Like your trainer is going around. He called Marinez ran like a bitch or something. He said, like, get out of here, bro. Like, dude, y'all lost that fight. He was going upside your head. He was popping this dude head back with a jab. Like I said before, terrible performance, blackout in the sport of boxing. And now Rollie don't want to give him a rematch. Now, at first he didn't want to give him a rematch. Then he going around saying he want to give him a rematch. Then word on the street is he don't want to give him a rematch. You know what? If I was Jackson Marinez as well, I don't want no rematch, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because all y'all going to do is rob me again. We'll stop trying to rob me this time. And then they didn't do no drug testing according to Robert Garcia. So my whole thing is, you know, let's just let you know what type of fighter that Rollie is. You know what I'm saying? For one, he ain't no boxer. You know what I'm saying? He an in-shape street fighter. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he is. And now he don't want to give this dude a rematch. I think that's terrible. You know what I'm saying? I think it's 100% terrible. I think it's an indictment on him as a fighter. I think it's an indictment on him as a person. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Rematch him or not. You're going to have to fight somebody eventually that's going to knock you the fuck out. Jackson Marinez was an okay fighter. But if you put him in there with Richard Comey, Lee Shelby, Yuriorkis Gamboa, Mickey Bay, Devin Haney, you put him in there with anybody, a Shavakov, you know what I'm saying, a Rancis Bartholomew, you know, anybody gonna beat his ass in the top 15. That dude that African guy that held the IBO that Devin Haney beat will fuck him up. You know what I'm saying? Rollie is garbage, and then he's showing that he a punk and not want to run this rematch with this guy. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, oh, I'll beat, no, you trash. Trash. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, now he in the running to fight Yuriorkis Gamboa. If Gamboa doesn't take the Devin Haney fight, and I'm pretty sure that Gamboa is going to make more money fighting Devin Haney than he do Rollie for what the regular, what is that, the intern WBA belt, that fake belt that he got. That's great. A fake belt for a fake fighter, a fake boxer. You know, but if he do fight Gamboa, you know, who knows what's left for Gamboa? Even what's left for Gamboa should be able to beat Rollie. You know what I'm saying? But maybe it won't be enough to beat Rollie. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know if Gamboa will even, you know, take that fight. But, you know, maybe Gamboa can pad the stats and say he won another world title with that. Ain't even a regular title. You know, Gervonta got the regular title. And he got the interim or the gold belt or whatever it is, man. But, you know, Gamboa and Rollie, I'm not interested in watching that fight. I'm not interested in seeing Rollie ever fight again. He need to retire. He need to give it up. He's trash. He's garbage. He's worse than any other fighter I've ever seen on this level in boxing get an opportunity. And it's a blackout on the Mayweather boxing gym to produce such a terrible fighter, bro. Angelo Leo can fight. Straight up and down. Badu Jack can fight. When they had Luis Arias, he could fight. Even Jalen Love could fight better than Rollie. You got all those coaches around there in that gym. And you got, you know, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, Mike McCullum at one time, Floyd Sr., Floyd Mayweather Jr. And that's what y'all produce out that gym. That trash, that garbage, that bum. Get out of here, man. And motherfuckers was hyping him up. And I remember seeing a piece of his fights. I think he was fighting on the undercard on Boss TV. And I'm like, that dude ain't even that good. That's what I said to myself. I said, that dude ain't even that good. And, you know, I was right. But then now you got them talking to possibly about Adrien Broner and Gamboa. And Broner is supposed to be coming back down to 135 pounds. So I don't know if he going to still fight Red Cash at 140. Or I'm not sure if he's still going to fight... Or they going to fight Red Cash at 35. But I know that Broner is supposedly trying to come back down to 135. And that he is willing to fight Gamboa. That's a fight at one point in time that, you know, people debated, could Broner beat Gamboa? And it's funny that we getting all these fights that should have happened like, 10 years ago, 8 years ago. Now we getting them, you know, way past their expiration date. But I have no interest in anything Gamboa was doing after the Gervonta fight. He old. I mean, when he quit on the stool, was that in Mexico? I have no interest in that fight. You know, at the end of the day, Broner should be able to stop him if Broner can make 135 pounds. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to try to say, okay, what about Broner and Rollie? I doubt that. But Gamboa got options on PBC. And don't forget, they offered Gamboa to fight Mikey Garcia at 140 pounds. And Mikey was like, nah, this is after the Gervonta fight. And I mean, Mikey was rightfully so. If Mikey come back down to 40 and fight Gamboa, what they going to say about Mikey? You know, it makes no sense. Mikey didn't want to fight him 10 years ago. Mikey, like, you know, right now, it's no point in me fighting him. He's nothing. I'll beat him in a couple of rounds. And nobody wants to see that fight. But it seemed like Gamboa got more options than a lot of other fighters out here. And it's funny how Gamboa can have all these options. And, you know, just 8-9 years ago, didn't nobody want to get in the ring with him like Mikey Garcia. And a lot of the fighters are trying to avoid him. You know, now all of a sudden that he slowed down, he on one leg, he done got defeated a few times. Now everybody want to fight Gamboa. You know what I'm saying? And Gary Russell can't get a fight for shit. Gary Russell looking at his future when he look at Gamboa. He looking at a guy that, you know, can't get a fight right now. Couldn't get a fight in his prime for real. And when he lost, you know, when he stepped up in weight, you know, he lost. And from there, his career went downhill. He just became an opponent. You know, Gamboa had pound for pound, like top 5-3 skill level, but Bob wouldn't give him the opponents like Juan Lopez and Mikey Garcia and guys of that nature that could have put his name over the top. And that's what, you know, Al Heyman doing to Gary Russell. I told y'all, man, Al Heyman and Bob Arum ain't too different. Al's just doing what Bob was doing like 10 years ago, making all them in-house fights way beyond their expiration date. But with Adrien going down to 135, I don't want to see this motherfuckers who I just don't want to see fight again. Outside of Devin Haney, everybody that we done mentioned, I don't want, other than Jackson Marinez and other than Devin Haney, I don't want to see Rollie ever fight again. I don't care about Adrien Broner fighting again. He don't move his hands. Gamboa, he done and old. And Gary Russell, if he ain't gonna fight an opponent, I can care less about seeing that motherfucker like fight again. And I'm just keeping it 100. I'm just keeping it 100, 1,000. I don't care. Unless Gary Russell gonna step up and fight an opponent, they gonna give him an opponent. I don't care less about watching fight the King Tugs, the Johnny Gonzalez's again, and guys such of that nature. And that's just my humble opinion on the situation. All right, but with Broner going down to 35 and possibly fighting Gamboa, I don't want to see that bullshit. Showtime can take that fight, turn it sideways, and shove it where the sun don't shine. All right, don't want to see Broner come back at 35. You know, he almost made 135 when he fought Mikey Garcia, and he came in too low, and he still didn't move his hands. When he was at 47, he still won't move his hands. When he fought Sean at 44, he still refused to move his hands. This nigga don't move his hands at all. And he can no longer offensively defend himself. I don't want to see him fight no more. Straight up and down. I don't want to see him fight anymore. They can keep Adrien Broner retired. Pay him not to fight. Make him the the fighter's marketer for, you know, or the executive marketing agent or whatever executive for Premier Boxing Champions. That's what they can do for Broner. Give Broner a job. Have him market fights, market fighters, work with fighters on how to produce a personality or whatever that situation may be. Nobody wants to see Adrien Broner fight no more. Straight up and down. Nobody. You know, he want to go down to 35 for what? You're not going to beat Loma. You're not going to beat T.O. You know, you're not going to beat Devin. You know, you just a journeyman. You just a dude that show up, and if a guy can't get past you, he ain't that good. If a guy get past you, then he on his way to being stardom. You's an opponent. You the ops. You had your chance. You know, you took your opportunity as a fighter. You wanted to be a celebrity. You wanted to drink that drink, smoke that smoke. You want to be out here gang banging, running your mouth more than you running your hands. You know, running your mouth more than you training. I'm like tired of seeing Broner. I respect Broner's career, even though it was manufactured without good matchmaking. Adrien Broner never would have became a world champion, in my opinion. The matchmaking got him to be a world champion. You know, the Ponce de Leon's fight, he lost that shit. We all know that. You know what I'm saying? The first guy he won for a world title, Vincent, that's whatever that dude named, Rodriguez from whatever. that dude wasn't no world championship material. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Don't care about none of the fights they trying to line up. They can keep the motherfuckers. They made Devin and Gary. I would be interested in that. But other than that, all the fights we talked about, they can keep them. Even a rematch with Marinez and Rollie, they can keep that. Don't forget, check out our Boxing Rumor playlist. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video quest. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App is CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Y'all know what the business is. One time for the one time. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We gone.